Facepalm. You're good. You're good. All right.
God, this mission. I hate having to mine all the crystals and bring them back. Feels like a chore.
Well, it does describe what this mission is all about. Bring crystals back. What do you feel about the announcer,
Johnny Vermillion?
Do you like Johnny Vermillion?
I'm actually a pretty big fan. I don't mind him. I can understand him.
He's one of the more controversial ones. Some people really like.
Controversial? What kind of controversies do you got?
I mean, I don't know. Like, some people really like him, and some people don't like him that much.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know.
That's a crazy
controversy. Well, it's similar to Stedman. A lot of people like him. A lot of people don't like him on missed opportunities.
It's like I want. What's his face? Is Colonel from one of the first missions? Colonel, like, we gotta show Amon back where he came from. Colonel Faraday.
Colonel Faraday. Okay.
He is
good feedback. Maybe we'll put him in the game.
He makes me feel like I should just let the planet explode. That's how I feel. Donnie at least makes me feel like I want to spite Donnie, but Colonel Faraday, I feel like if he was on that planet and they're like, this is how you save the planet, I would just go about my day. Like that's how I feel about Colonel Faraday.
You could do that, or you can save the planet with Tychus. What's your decision making on what you're doing right now? Why are you doing what you're doing?
Because it says to build the armories.
Okay.
And the safe houses and all the things, so you can get the units.
So you actually don't have to build them all at the same time?
But I have the money, and I got to keep my money down.
Oh, okay. You're a StarCraft pro. You're a StarCraft macro player. But actually, you don't need to build like all of them right now. Basically, your decision-making process as to which first building you build depends on which outlaw you want to hire first.
And then I would have the money to.
Yeah, then you would have the money. Yes.
That would make sense.
Then you would, if you had some foresight back then, maybe you'd be able to have twice the firepower. Oh my God!
Wait a second. Wait a second.
He's team killing, Loco.
Can I report? Can I report?
Detecting enemy forces. Templar, prepare to intercept.
I'm reporting him. Are you Blizzard?
I mean, I'm right here, so maybe I can just ban him right now. I'll hit the button.
The button that everybody knows you have. All right. So who should I pick first? I'm a big fan of the Cannonball.
All right.
The Herc. That I never had a chance.
I know you're a big fan of the Herc in multiplayer back when he was in Legacy of the Void Beta.
Back when he wasn't in Legacy of the Void Beta, you mean? Back when he was announced, and then. So you can pick any of these, but you have to get all the other gear for the last one.
Yeah, we call that the ultimate gear for Tychus.
So you gotta get all your epics before you can get your legendaries.
Right. You can see it from like a Hearthstone perspective. Another way you can see it is from like maybe a Warcraft 3 perspective, where you have to pick like the basic abilities, and then at level 6 you get an ultimate. Yeah, the ultimate abilities tend to be pretty good.
Yeah, Tychus has a lot of damage.
Oh, look at that teamwork!
What a guy.
Shield overcharge.
So can I hit up? No, I cannot hit up with the cannonball.
Nope.
So the fact that this is Airzer, get the attack speed.
Okay, so that attack speed bonus is only going to work for the guns, which Tychus is one of.
Tychus does have a gun, yes. He has a pretty big gun, as he'd be quick to tell you.
Yeah, in internal testing, he says one of his voice lines is like, "I've been a bad boy," and it sounds really weird in.
Is that still?
I think that's still one of his lines, but it sounded really weird because we have like placeholder voiceovers.
Gotta make sure we hear everything he has to say. Okay, we're gonna need someone who can hit up.
So Tychus is designed to be able to be a very all-around outlaw, so he can pretty much do everything early on.
So now I find myself in a little bit of a problem,
right?
Because I have no units.
Right. So one way you could rectify this is if you build a medevac platform. Yeah, you got it. You know what he's all about.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, if you build a medevac platform, you can very quickly transfer these guys from any location. So
I screwed up and I need to go home.
Yep, that's basically what call downs are all about, right?
All right, what to get next? Oh, I think the Warhound's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah,
you gotta get pretty much all the things that didn't make it into any betas.
Yeah.
but stay with
That's the priority.
Well, you're definitely coming from a multiplayer versus perspective, right?
Oh yeah. If I can't A move better, then why even bother?
breaking news.
Actually, I like
The enemy forces
what a
are
breakthrough.
attempting to
Now
stop
all
the
the
commander's
abilities
workers.
are on the command
More
card
as
Right,
the
I see-
at the
situation
same time.
develops.
I see a lot of players on Reddit are asking for this functionality in multiplayer. What do you think about that, Winter?
I think that's going to be a little harder to implement than it might seem.
I'm getting word that the environment
That sounds about right.
stabilizer is now
That's is that the right answer? Did I do good?
Yeah, well, do you think it would be overpowered for certain races?
Not really. Because, I mean,
Enemy
for the
forces
most part,
detected.
high-level
Prepare our
players are
defense.
going to nail it. It's just much more tedious, so...
What's in it for me?
It's a kind of like how they added surveillance mode to observers and stuff. It'll affect lower-level players a lot more than higher-level players.
Well, I've seen high-level players use the F2 functionality a lot
Yeah,
as well.
you're on the North American server.
Ah, I see, I see. Good rebuttal. But you're North American as well. Come on, you got to
Well, I
support
know,
our...
that means I know better than most.
Okay.
Upgrade complete.
All right, let's see. Increase the life. Does this go up or something? Because that's kind of an odd percentage, 22.73.
I think it's because of the mastery points that you have in that.
Oh yeah, I barely even read those.
All right. You should read them for your fans, right? I'm sure a lot of people
Would
are...
Tychus read? Also, can Tychus read?
I don't know if it's ever been
This is
confirmed.
called role playing.
I don't know if it's ever been confirmed in the lore whether he can read or not.
We're role playing Tychus right now. That's what's happening. Oh, who should I get next?
Don't waste my time.
Oh, I see your chat's calling me David Kim. Yep.
I mean,
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much any guy at
for
Blizzard.
those just joining us, this is Kevin Dong, the lead co-op designer for StarCraft 2.
Yeah, I'm here more for like a chill stream. We have a session later on this week.
We're going to be interviewing him much
Right.
more officially later on, where you
Much
can
more
ask all your-
intimately.
much more intimate. I like that better. Much more intimately.
Increase in
So here's so Artanis, one of Artanis' weaknesses right here is that he doesn't have any healing abilities. He doesn't have any units or top bar abilities that can heal him.
Is that a hint?
Yes, that is a hint, a very strongly worded hint. So what can you do to solve that? What can you do to be a good teammate?
Repair his Tempest with my SCVs.
You could do that. What else can you do?
Don't provoke me.
Do you have any healing outlaws, possibly? Wait, what does the description here say?
It says I don't have enough minerals,
Oh, that's a good one.
See if we can get a closer shot.
so I got to keep building SCVs. That's important.
That's it. Yeah, you got the basics of StarCraft 2 down pretty much.
Our allies are being attacked.
Oh, we got to go to the other side. So much work.
So I'm seeing your minerals and gas are getting to the point where you maybe can recruit another outlaw. So which outlaw are you going to recruit to help your ally, Winter?
I was thinking about Crooked Sam.
That's that is a viable option.
Upgrade. Our allies are being attacked.
Actually,
That-
Rattlesnake with his Revitalizer.
Right. That's another great option as well. Not only can the medic heal pretty much any unit,
Upgrade
the
complete.
Marauder can also heal, even though he's probably not as good of a healer. He can add some
Kind of like a
DPS.
Soldier 76
Yeah, sure.
type of situation we got going on there.
Yeah, he's like a jack of all trades, I would say. He can deal damage, he can heal a bit. It's for like players who you might not need a dedicated healer, and you might need more DPS perhaps.
Does that have charges?
It does have charges. A lot of the abilities do have charges, like the Warhound turret. You can store up to 5 charges, and the Revitalizer you can store up to 3.
All right, looks like he did all my work for me. Thank
Yeah.
you, Pablo / Loco.
Loco's pretty good at co-op.
Hey, he's got the basics down, it looks like.
Upgrade.
All right, let's get
Not
just the
enough
base. I want the
minerals.
big red button.
Yeah, big red button's pretty
Because
cool.
we've got places to be.
Stabilizer has reached 50%.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's great use of medevac platforms. You just have one right now?
What?
You just have
Oh,
one
you
meta-
can get more?
Yeah, you can. So
Oh,
you have a
that's
talent
useful.
that lets you build up to 3. So, like I mentioned, Tychus is probably one of the most mobile commanders in the game.
Well,
And-
that is definitely. I was like, you were like, he can move around with his medevacs. I'm like, that's on a 2-minute cooldown. All right, that's not that mobile.
Do you question me, Winter?
I probably shouldn't from my position.
But yeah, he's very mobile. So one of his weaknesses is he doesn't have his static defense is not the best, but you make up for it with better offense. So the best, you know that saying, the best
Yeah.
defense is offense.
I'm sure he would agree with you as well. Now, an issue we were facing in the last one is the lack of detection until you get one of the fixers fixed that.
Sure, sure.
There you go.
Yeah, I saw a lot of speculation on the forums. Like, does Tychus have any detection beyond the
Because no
ghost?
orbitals.
Right. Yeah, there's an upgrade on the engineering bay that lets you basically research detection for all the fixers, which is the ghost, the specter, and the medic. And in addition, the warhound can spawn warhound turrets, and these also detect.
Oh, the
as well.
warhound turrets are detection as well. Or do I need that upgrade?
You don't need an upgrade at all.
Okay.
Yeah, he just automatically detects. So a lot of options. Even if you don't have detection, Tychus has an AoE, the Shredder Grenade, and you can just throw it, and it deals quite a bit of damage.
Our allies are being attacked.
Now you can. Oh, this is all Tychus. I just realized that Tychus is just upgraded like everyone else on the
Yep.
squad.
Yeah, Tychus is basically an outlaw like everyone else. The only difference is that he starts off at 3 minutes in the beginning of the game, and you always have to pick Tychus as one of your outlaws.
The blinding cloud. Now, thankfully, personally,
Allies are under attack.
I don't really mind Amon's forces until they're Sky Terran.
Okay.
And when they're Sky Terran, they decide that they get very good at using Liberators, is what I've found.
Yeah, so Tychus actually has a bunch of options against air units. One is the Warhound. He has an ability that shoots missiles that only hit air units, and his turrets also get that ability as well. Another option
Oh.
is...
I wasted that. Well then,
You can try again. No, just try again.
I can try something else.
Oh, that's pretty good too. Yeah,
I'm hoping that doesn't have friendly fire.
Yeah, there's nothing in Coop that has friendly fire, so you're pretty safe. But that was a great use of the Odin as well. He has the big red button
And
ability.
then I can bring him
Oh my.
on over here.
What a pro, Winter.
Yeah, there you go. I'm on top of it. He's just gone Mass Tempest. How lazy is that? I got 5 different types of units, and he's got Mass Tempest.
He has you beat in quantity, though. He has more units than you do.
Well, it's not about how much you have. It's about how you use it,
Ah,
really.
that's true.
And that's what Tychus is all about. Quantity and quality.
Sure, sure.
Let's see.
But as I...
Nope. Nope. Swarm host. Oh, I only get one big red button.
Yeah. But you're fine. So when the Odin dies...
Oh, Tychus is in the Odin.
Yeah, Tychus is
Okay,
piloting
that
the
makes
Odin.
a
Yeah,
lot
and he
more
just
sense.
pops out.
If the commanders are going to do something,
So as I was talking about before, you have another anti-air option, which is the Ghost Vega. She has kind of like a psychic ensnare ability that brings air units to the ground. So that makes it so even your melee anti-ground units can hit air units as well.
Well, that's very convenient. Yeah, it seems. Well, the Warhound does have anti-air. Tychus, I believe, has anti-air as
Yep.
well, but some of the ground units, like a Marauder, doesn't. A Herc does. I think Tychus. I don't know what happened to Tychus. Bad things happen to Tychus.
Yeah, he's a little tired, but if you buy him a
Should we
drink,
wake him up.
yeah,
Buy him a drink at the
buy
bar.
him a drink at the bar, right?
All right. Well, I guess there's only one person who's going to save my base. Well, besides all these Tempests, of course.
Yeah, Loca's pretty good at this game.
All right. Come with me, Tychus. Wait, where did I bring him?
You accidentally clicked the ground again, so
You can't fix.
Yep. Yeah, I did. Oh, I need to gear them all out.
Upgrade complete.
Oh, I have not been buying all my goodies
Upgrade not
at
enough.
all.
macro's falling a bit.
A
So
little bit.
the cool thing with Tychus is that his macro is basically upgrading or buying gear, buying new gear.
Upgrade.
Everybody loves buying new gear.
Upgrade. Not enough minerals.
2 life per second, just sustainability.
Not bad, not bad. Have you been
Oh.
upgrading as well?
Yeah, I think we're at 4. What did that say? 4? 4,
Yeah.
3
4-3, yeah.
on his sweet talker.
Yeah. Are you used to saying those numbers out loud?
Yeah, it took me a second.
I noticed, yeah, because you usually say, oh, he's 3-3, he's maxed out. Oh, with Tychus, he can go up to 5-5.
What?
OP.
Well, I guess. That's why they're the best.
Well, a lot of it is because we want Tychus, because he only had these 5 units, we want him to be able to scale later into the game. With other commanders, you scale by adding additional units to the army. So this is kind of artificially increasing both Tychus's DPS and his life and armor.
I forgot to use the Spectre ability.
Lava recedes. Now it's up
The
to the
pulse.
workers to reach those new
Yeah.
crystal
Have you figured out a lot of like the combos that you can do with some of his outlaws?
Not quite, but like the stun into grenade pulse.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Can we do the wombo combo here?
Yeah. Try to use like all 5 abilities at the same time.
All right.
It's QWERTY. Or just T, I guess.
See, I got them all.
Nice.
The timetable says workers
What a spectacle.
You can just put all your fingers on
Yeah.
the keyboard there.
You can do that.
did Valerian
Gives me that Heroes of the Storm feel that I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the inspirations for Tychus. And we even have Blaze, which is a character originally from Heroes of the Storm.
So what's your personal favorites? If you had to pick 5 and you couldn't have any others.
I can't pick favorites, Winter. They're all my babies, right? But I pick basically I pick outlaws depending on what the situation is.
But you have to build. I mean, you have to get them pretty quick into the mission. You can't go back, right? Like,
You don't have to. So one way you could build out Tychus is instead of adding on outlaws to your army. What happened?
I did it again. I'm not great with the meta backs.
You'll figure it out eventually. I believe in you. But I was saying one way you can build out Tychus is instead of going wide and building a lot of outlaws, you can go tall, as they say in Hearthstone, and keep on adding gear to just like 2 or 3 outlaws maybe.
That actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm used to more is better.
Yeah.
Right? You don't think about the gear so much. Like,
Right.
I still got Tychus. He gets more grenades, more armor.
Right.
What's his super? Increases the weapon damage of everyone around.
Right.
So he buys him better ammo.
Right. So yeah, that one probably doesn't make as much sense if you're going tall, as they say.
Yeah, if you only have like 1 or 2 others
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're gearing out.
You probably want to build out like, because I think there's some of these outlaws that where it makes sense to build them out fully before even getting more outlaws, and that's for you to figure out, Winter.
Word is the lava is hitting now. Let's go live to the planetary feed.
So there's a lot of combinations to mix and match. And these are only half the outlaws right now, right?
Yeah, so you have Tychus and you have 4 additional outlaws, so you're only using 5/9 of his entire cast. Are you team killing Winter?
I would never do that. He's got shields. He's fine.
I like how Winter's just like eating right now.
You mean Pablo?
Chilling, yeah. Pablo,
This is my teammate, guys. What a team. What a team I have right now.
Looks like the lava has
Oh, he was eating grapes.
Can the commander's workers
I missed the
make
grapes.
up for the
All right.
lost time?
Well, that doesn't make much sense now. Though he does look very relaxed, I will say. The correct co-op mindset. Very relaxed, but still fun. In the game in general, the Tempest has one of my favorite attack sounds when you just like combine like 25 Tempests together.
Right. I actually think this might be an older build of Tychus because he has some pretty cool sounds in the game that I haven't heard yet.
Maybe because of the ridiculously loud Tempest sounds.
That might be it. Yeah, the cool Tempest sounds are kind of like just
Drowning everything out.
our ears with their beautiful Tempest sound attack music.
What an overachiever. He only needs 1. He's going for all 3.
Our allies are being attacked.
I'm impressed.
Mr. Trouble is gonna land
I'm
here
also
on our
impressed at
base
your
in a
play,
hot
Winter.
minute.
Yeah, thank
You used
oh,
Medivacs
thank
very
you.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you built the outlaws, you recruited the outlaws, you bought the gear.
Excuse you.
It's funny because he's failing at team killing because of his own passive ability.
That earthquake only saves
Oh,
You're not as efficient.
another
I'm not as
lava
efficient at team killing.
Yeah.
coming soon.
Tychus is probably like
The Dominions
D
have
tier at team killing, I would say.
but was plundering Viridian's
Who's the number 1 co-op commander for team killing?
It's not Artanis because his guardian
Nova
shell.
with her airlift.
Oh yeah, probably
Just
Nova.
Throw the entire army into something, but
But-
that's not what's important.
If you want to be more stylish, you have to put a dark pylon as Vorzin in the lava and maybe recall there, because that takes a little more effort, Winter.
There's a lot of creative ways to team kill.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess while I've got you here,
Sure.
Fuse, anything to look at? Like, what do you think is the most interesting of the upgrades and well, the units and upgrades and all that?
So the way we designed the progression for Tychus is we only give you the option of 5 outlaws at the start, including Tychus. So we kind of wanted you to try the more simple outlaws, and we kind of built you a very basic roster, a very all-around roster, and we give you more advanced outlaws as you
get
go
the
along.
Herc, you get the Ghost, you get well all the other upgrades and such. You kind of build your way into them, but it doesn't take long to move up.
Right. So the idea is to kind of like get you into what Tychus is about, and then every time you get the option to build or recruit a new outlaw, you kind of try him out, see if you like him, and if you don't, you move on to the next outlaw that you unlock.
Yeah, you can kind of find the style you want. And then the mastery is you kind of, well, you got Tychus, and the big cooldowns here, it looks like, for the most part. And then try outlaw research improvement.
Right, so
Increases-
you can read it
okay,
first.
so that's from the engineering bay when
Yeah. So
each group of them, the guns, the fixers, and the muscle.
Yes,
yeah, I
the
did
muscle,
it. I
yeah.
did it.
I'm proud of you.
Um,
So try outlaw research improvement. The outlaws are divided into 3 groups. The muscle, which are kind of the tanks, the guns, which are kind of the DPS in a way, and the fixers, which are kind of the specialists. And the specialists, as their upgrade, try outlaw upgrade, they get detection. The muscle get additional HP, so they can tank better, and the guns get additional damage because they get better at DPS.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
I like it. Well, I like it because when I'm playing co-op, I don't want to be like, well, we're macroing up
Right,
and
right.
getting Zerglings and Banelings, so I can play around with a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, he's very different. He's very different. But going back to the try outlaw research, so because they're all grouped up, you might have a strategy where you only go 3 gun units, or 3 members of the guns, or maybe 3 members of the
So you
muscle.
pretty much just do them.
Yeah.
And then if
That-
you need something else, you add it in, but you
Yeah.
said that was tall instead of wide.
Sure, sure.
Was the way you were
Yeah,
describing it.
that
so.
is one way you could play Tychus, but there are many ways to play Tychus. You can kind of figure out like the number of combinations or permutations of how you pick the outlaws.
And also, I think what is interesting here, well, for the most part, if you're doing random missions, like you load into a different mission, you'll have a different set of outlaw. Are we calling them outlaws? Is that
Yes, outlaws,
Yes,
yeah.
outlaws, of course.
That's-
A different
that's
set
the
of
term.
outlaws for each mission. You got to get the right team together, as many action movies have taught me in the past.
Yes, yes.
So-
Well, actually, a large part of the inspiration behind Tychus was like those heist movies with like Ocean's 11, where
Yeah, you got to have the right guys with the right gear,
Exactly,
doing the right
exactly.
things for the job. Well, okay. One last thing about Tychus that I
Sure.
definitely didn't know.
To
Yeah, one last thing.
Oh, you
What do
want
got?
me to
No,
tell
you tell me.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know it. That by definition.
Got it. So let's look at level 10, which unlocks Vega, who is the ghost. She dominates enemy units, and we designed her for more advanced players, perhaps, because those players are going to be the ones that know where the strongest enemies spawn on the map. So, for example, they're not you can go down paths where you traditionally might not go down because they're very difficult enemies. But if you go down those paths, you can maybe mind control a battlecruiser or a carrier.
So you
or
turn their strengths into their
Exactly,
weaknesses.
exactly.
Everybody loves mind control
right.
as well. Okay.
And she has additional abilities to help her with her mind control. Like her mind control units are going to be different from maybe Karex's mind control units or Vorzin's mind control units in that they get additional attack damage, additional attack speed. They fully heal after being
after they have a couple
after being
drinks at the bar.
after being conscripted, and they last quite a long time. So a lot of bonuses for her. So I'm very excited, especially to see how players use Vega.
All right. Well, for those who don't know, this is Kevin Dong, the lead co-op designer. Is that the title?
Sure.
Lead game designer for co-op in StarCraft 2, and he was the lead designer of Tychus as well. So thank you for bringing us this. And this is where I'll cut the video professionally.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
of course.
there. And then everything we say now off the record. Nobody will see it.
Right. So
We're doing an actual interview, guys. If you want to ask questions about co-op, we're going to be doing that later in the week as well.
Do you know when?
That's a great question.
When can they tune into your stream?
When can they tune? Well, right now. Good job, team.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he'll look that up and get back to you on that.
Yes, of course.
All right. Thanks, Winter, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for Tychus. Of course. Tychus goes live when? I'm not sure. That's a great question. All right. Now we got our thing. That was good. Now maybe I'll play some with Loco actually talking.